How's it going? Yeah, in this video I'm pretty much just going to show you the journey I took to just create this lettuce wall. I call it the lettuce wall, but it's just basically a ladder that I made out of a pallet that was salvaged, and it sort of leans up against this wall, and I've got 24 milk jugs on it which have a lettuce plant in it each. One nice thing about having this here is that it really takes up no room at all. Like, the footprint is very small. You know, we have like we only have a small amount of space to actually play with here, and to be able to grow so many plants in such a small sort of like footprint is really good. Really like that. So yeah, if you have like a small apartment, or if you just want to sort of utilize space more efficiently, this is a really good idea. And so yeah, follow this video and subscribe and like and leave a comment if you have anything to say, and yeah, just enjoy.
Maybe down Ballington Road.
Yeah, I think
on
anywhere.
The right, there's that
Oh, I mean,
pub, which
look,
is
right there. I mean, look, there's wood in there. I could.
Oh look, there's that. Look, there's this white thing. There's a sign on there. Do you want to have a look and see what it says?
I would
maybe
love
that's
to.
something you can take.
Yeah. So Kay and I are actually, for my little garden beds, I want to collect some wood, and I thought I could buy it from B&Q or somewhere. But why not just check if someone's renovating? And a lot of people are actually renovating from the virus. Everyone's staying home, so there's a lot of skips out the front of people's houses. Anyway, I'll go check it out. In addition to the wood that we salvaged from the skip, I also found this pallet, old pallet. Don't know how long it's been there, but the wood seems pretty good for now. So I'll see if I can try and salvage it and not get tetanus while I'm at it. And then I can build these planters. So yeah, one planter for here, and maybe another planter on the other side of that little wall there. Right, so pretty much here's the wood that I salvaged from the old pallet, and yeah, some of the nails I couldn't get out, so I just got the Dremel and I took them out with the Dremel. So the idea is essentially to have like a sort of leaning ladder. So one bit there, and then one bit there, and then sort of slats going across, and they will balance, or on top of those I'll put the jugs, the 2-litre water bottles, and in those will go the lettuce. So I really think I can actually fit a fair few of those water bottles in here. Let's say from here to here, you know, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe even. So there's 6, 12, 18. That's 18 lettuce plants just growing against this vertical wall here. A vertical sort of like growing space. Yeah, that'll be fantastic. So here's 2 beams from the pallet that I took apart, and essentially I want to figure out if this was like a makeshift wall, which is actually on the ground. The idea is that it would lean up against the wall, and these bottles here would be lined up at a slight angle, pointing outwards, so that the lettuce could grow out. Along here, maybe 4 or 5, and then within that I fill it up with soil and then plant the lettuce in there. And I think from previous experiments with just planting a lettuce in here, they do really well. The roots, you don't think there's that much, it doesn't seem like there's that much room for the roots, but you know, as far as how much lettuce you can actually harvest from it is pretty good. And you can essentially just cut it off and it'll grow up, cut it off and grow up, and you'll get a fair few regrowths of the lettuce. So if I had, say, 4 or 5 on each row, you could get a ton of lettuce. Pretty much 9 or 10, let's just say 10 for good measure. And so yeah, that's 50 centimeters across. I need 50 centimeters of space in the middle if I was to put 5. And just roughly, if this was at a slight angle, let's figure out how much this would be for how many I could get tall. Okay, so that is about 30 centimeters, or about 34 centimeters. So at a slight angle, I'm going to say 30 because I'll be leaning out. So yeah, 30. Right, so I'm just going to mark the angle. Essentially, because I want it leaning, it's probably going to be a line sort of like that. But also, I actually want to reduce the height because I noticed that the area I'm putting it in, there's like the windowsill, so I want it to go below that. So I say if I cut above these two old screws here, or nails here, at an angle, that'll remove the height as well as creating that angle. So I'll probably go something like that. And as long as I replicate the same angle on this other slat, that should be good. Right, so I sort of just eyeballed that, and I sort of measured. Once I did one, I measured out the other one. Right, so I'm going to cut those now. And then I need to basically measure up how much I want. Well, no, I'll have to create a platform for the first ones, for the first row. And then I need to basically, yeah, measure up from there and make the next rows. So those have basically been cut now, and they sit at a nice angle to the wall, so I'm happy with that. Now I'm just going to cut some bits off here to put the side parts. So these will be drilled into this, and then on top of that I'll drill in the side slats, which will essentially connect the ladder together. What I might do is just cut it at an angle, and then I can keep moving that up. And it seems to me, actually, where's that bottle? If we're to assume that this will be the first row, and then the slat will sit above there, these bottles will essentially sit at this angle here. So in a row, all these bottles will come out this way. Cool, so those are all cut to size. And the idea is the distance between them is dictated by the amount of height I get from when I cut one of these bottles. So essentially I cut it just before it curves in, so I get the maximum amount of soil. And so if I cut it about there, the idea is that the height should be, when it's resting on the plank, on the rung, the height should be about there. And that means that it'll basically butt up against the next rung, which will stop it from, if it's like, further out here, it'll stop it from falling backwards, which is good, which is the idea, because I don't want it falling off the ladder. And then the idea for it coming forward is I can angle the ladder so that they don't fall forward, but just as an extra precaution, also, like what I can do is just put some string just to stop the front from falling forward this way. All right, getting there. So I've glued and screwed these bits on, which will be holding each rung, and then I've also cut to size the rungs. I actually measured the area outside that I have available to put this up against, and it was roughly 60 centimeters. And these slats were actually, these boards are actually 120 centimeters, so that's perfect. Yeah, so I cut those in half. I got 4 of them there. Yeah, and so I will be basically just screwing them in just down here. And that's pretty much it, I guess. Once those are all glued and screwed in, I'm just going to probably put a lick of paint over it, just to weatherproof it a bit more. Yeah, and time to get these bottles onto it. So I'll be collecting more of those. All right, all done. Yeah, so it's looking good, actually. I've placed, whoops, oh, there goes all my screws. So if I place that there, that's pretty much perfect. So it'll sit butt up with the top butt up against that, and then, yeah, the bottom will sit nicely there. I'll be popping some holes in the bottom so that the water drains out. Although lettuce actually need quite a bit of water. Yeah, looks good. So I guess in terms of how many I'll have there, I can pretty much add as many as I want that'll fit. But what I might do is just space them out so that the crowns can actually grow out a bit. But I'll see how it goes. I mean, essentially the system is dynamic in that you can just add as many as you can fit, or take some away. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Say 6 there. 6, 12, 18. And if I want to do some up the top, I can add, but I'll probably actually put another different plant up there, maybe some strawberries or something. But yeah, so 18 bottles of lettuce. Wow, lettuce party. So I think I'm at the next step of building this lettuce wall now. I've been set for a few months. I think I've been saving up these milk bottles. I think these are 3 or 4 litre milk bottles. I think maybe 2 litre milk bottles. Anyway, I've cut the holes in the top. They're all quite uniform because we always buy the same milk. And I think at the moment I've got about 12, 13, and then a few more inside. So 6 per row will give us, 6 lettuce plants per row. And we've got another 2 rows down here. So that's 4 times 6. That's 24 milk bottles all up. 24 lettuce plants all up. So I'm just going to fill these now with dirt. As you can see, I've tied string just down in between them so they won't pull away, and that's quite taut now. I've just had some screws on the side here. So once that's all filled up with soil, it'll sort of hold it in place, because today is quite a windy day and they're sort of flying around a bit, but once they're filled up, it'll be good. Right, so we've got these lettuce seeds here. It says to germinate them in March. So that is March, that is now. And then we can start to eat them around June, July. So I'm not actually sure how many seeds you get in these packets, but we will find out. Ooh, 200 seeds, there we go. Geez, 200 seeds. My goodness. Doesn't look like 200. The lettuce behind me are going really well. There's actually one that has died, so it's like not doing so well. So I'll probably repot it with the ones that we have down here. But the rest of these lettuce are actually going to the Tooting Community Garden. We've got a small part of the bed that they'll probably enjoy for the summer period. And since it's raining a lot now, like lettuce enjoy, a lot of water, as far as I know. And so these seedlings are going to do really well. How's it going? Nice sunny day here, and I'm gonna have a steak and a salad. And what better place to get the salad leaves from, the lettuce leaves, than my own little lettuce wall down here. So I'm just gonna harvest these guys. We've got a few varieties here. I really don't know the names, but yeah, it's gonna be good. Just literally right outside the door. So looking forward to it. I've had a few leaves on like a sandwich here and there, but this one will be like just a full salad. Gonna put some avocado and some tomato in and a bit of vinaigrette, and taste the fruits of my labor. Yum. All right, here we go. Nice big bowl of freshly cut lettuce. As you can see, I just took the lettuce from the sides there, all the leaves from the side, and that's definitely gave it a good haircut. And giving it more room to grow. So yeah, success, I think. All right, so it's now June, and I started this project in February of this year. I just had the idea to get the pallet and to make this lettuce wall. Yeah, so it's like, what is it, the 13th today, and here we go. Here's the finished product. And we're growing lettuce. It's going really well. We've had a few harvests from this as well, made a few salads, and it just keeps giving. Honestly, I think it's just going to be a pretty cracker summer for salads and whatnot. We've got a few varieties in here, about I think 3 or 4 varieties. So I'm really happy with this. It looks great. I think it looks like semi-professional, like, it doesn't look completely like a pile of junk. I think it's constructed well, and it's seems to be holding together nicely. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. If it doesn't fall down, then that's a win for me. And if I can keep on having nice lettuce, then yeah, good stuff. So yeah, that's how you build a lettuce wall out of pallets, or one pallet. And a few more things as well. The idea with these milk bottles is that essentially I think they hold enough soil for a lettuce plant to keep on having a few cycles. The way we've been harvesting is that we've been just cutting off the outer leaves and leaving the middle ones to just grow forward. Also, the longer this plant gets, the less inside of the milk container it'll be. It'll sort of come out of the milk container and sort of like grow upwards. And I think that's good just for, space. They'll be able to have more space to move, to grow and stuff, instead of being so bunched up by the container. Also, something that's really cool that I like is that the reason for me to cut this open and not the top is that I can actually now water in here. So I find that really easy. I just get the water jug out, fill it up, and then I can probably get about 2 rows done with just a whole jug. And I sort of move back the leaves, water in the tops, and yeah, they just fill up nicely. I've got little cuts down here, so it only fills up a little bit. Sorry, it'll only let it fill up a little bit before it starts coming out, but that's generally enough water to soak it and keep them pretty happy. And today was a really hot day. Well, hot for London anyway. Well, it was quite hot, to be fair, in general. I think it was about 28 degrees, 27, 28 degrees, which is decent. And so, yeah, these guys are still happy. They're not wilting or anything. So obviously there's enough water retention in the soil to keep them happy for a while. And I probably watered those about 2 days ago. So yeah, thanks for, if you stuck around throughout this whole thing, thanks for joining. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to have some more time to make some cool new videos, make some cool projects and stuff like that. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you can. It'd really mean a lot. Thanks, bye.